North Melbourne played their first game of Australian football at the Arden St grounds on the 29th of April 1882. Today they returned there for their 110th hit out against Richmond, and it was probably their last senior match at a VFL ground that most spectators would class as mediocre at best. Mediocre, though, wouldn't even come close to describing the Tigers' dismal efforts against Carlton last week, while North put in a splendid last quarter effort to steal the game by 5 points from the Sydney Swans at the SCG. Both teams had been knocked around by injuries, the Kangaroos losing their skipper Wayne Schimmelbusch again, and the Tigers having to find replacements for Michael Roach and Dale Waitman. Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards are our commentators at the ground, and tonight we join the action at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. It's Richmond leading by 1 point.
Jamie Stevenson taken off him. He goes in to do the ruck work actually as James does a flying kick. There's Rialdi. You can't see his number, but pretty easy to pick out. Fury up high. Phil Cracker punched away there by Francis to Crebin. Backer comes to Trevor Poole. He can't pick it up. Now he's got it. A lovely hand pass back to Peter Francis to Strawn. Backer comes to Anir. Johnny Anir. There's handballs going everywhere at the moment. Back to Trevor Poole. Up high, and a nice strong mark taken there by Craig Stewart in the centre of the ground. He plays on and goes to the torpedo punt. Out wide to Gavin Bayes. Bayes kicked a beautiful goal in the first quarter. He goes short. He's looking for Pickering. He gets bundled out of the way by Glendinning. It's grabbed there by Smith. Smith a high ball. Demetrio and Crebin and Jeff and Greg. Greg nearly took it on the second bite, but the skills that keep Greg as he ducks back. He's the hero of the North crowd. He finds Johnny Holt. Holt sprints away, always looks brilliant with that flashy run of his, up towards full forward. That comes out to Phil Cracker, but in the meantime it was in the back to Kim Hodgman, about 40 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Cracker was just about to break away and have a shot to goal, but now Hodgman puts the ball up toward the goal square. No mark taken, it's just out of goal, suck it off the ground, and the North Melbourne camp said it's a goal. Yes, it is. Suckered through by whom? I'm not too sure. Jonas it was, kicking it off the ground. And now North Melbourne level with Richmond in the second term. We've only been playing, in fact we haven't gone to my clock, it hasn't worked. So we've only been playing a couple of minutes. 4-4-28 to 4-4-28, that's the story on the scoreboard.
Well, if you looked at the flags here, there was no doubt the breeze is favouring the end, which Richmond is kicking to now, but Richmond scored well down the other end, so it's not going to make that much of a difference today. There's Anir getting the ball. Keith Gregg, he's a good player. He just reads the ball so well. Back it comes to Jeff.
Well done.
Against Holt. It made a difference having Holt on the ground. Beautiful football to Andy Demetrio. He kicks it out wide. The lead has been made by McCann. McCann right on the boundary line. Leads are being made. They're being ignored. McCann's going to go for the long kick at goal. It's a high floating drop punt. It comes back. Oh boy, that's a great looking kick. It's a goal to Steve McCann. What a beautiful goal from the boundary line. And North Melbourne hit the lead by 1 goal. 5-4 North, Richmond 4-4.
Oh, what a strange game of football. The breeze is favouring the left hand of your screen. That's the northern end of the ground where North had possession, or had the use of the breeze in the first quarter, and struggled to get 3-4 against Richmond's 4-4. Now, in the first 3 or so minutes of the second term, they've added 2 goals against the breeze, so maybe the breeze doesn't mean a thing. Greg tries to hook it out, did so successfully too. Can't make much contact though, and the umpire will be forced to bounce. Umpire Morrow coming in to adjudicate here, and the bounce taking place just still in the square, but favouring Richmond's half-forward zone.